Sometimes life becomes quiet in a way that feels heavy, not the peaceful kind of silence, but the kind that reminds you someone important is missing. You walk through crowded streets, surrounded by thousands of people, yet your heart keeps searching for just one soul. The one person who understands your silence, the one person who sees your broken pieces and still chooses to stay. And in moments like these, you realize something powerful. Love isn't just about beautiful days. Love is about the nights when the world feels dark and the only light you want to see is them. So today, this is not just a speech. This is a message from a heart that refuses to hide its truth anymore. Because sometimes strength is not pretending you're okay. Sometimes the strongest words a person can say are simple. My love, I need you right now. Not because I am weak, but because love was never meant to be faced alone. And if you've ever felt that emptiness, if you've ever looked at someone and realized they are the missing piece of your soul, then maybe, just maybe, this message is for you. Some nights feel heavier than others. The world outside keeps moving the same way it always has. Cars passing, people talking, lights flickering in windows. But inside my heart, there is a quiet that refuses to leave. It's the kind of quiet that reminds me of how much a single person can mean. It reminds me of you. I've learned something about life over the years. Strength isn't always loud. It isn't always standing tall and pretending nothing hurts. Sometimes strength is simply telling the truth about what your heart feels. And right now, the truth is simple and honest. My love, I need you right now, not because I'm broken beyond repair, not because I can't stand on my own feet, but because life feels more real, more alive when you are beside me. The world doesn't look the same without you in it. There are moments when I remember the first time I truly understood what love meant. It wasn't in some grand, dramatic moment like the movies try to show us. It was quiet, gentle, almost invisible to everyone else. It was the way you listened when I spoke about things that didn't make sense to anyone else. The way you looked at me when I doubted myself. The way your presence made the chaos of the world feel just a little more peaceful. And that's the strange thing about love. It doesn't arrive with fireworks or thunder. Sometimes it arrives like a soft breeze that slowly becomes the air you breathe. Before you came into my life, I thought I understood loneliness. I thought it was just being alone in a room or walking through life without someone holding your hand. But real loneliness is deeper than that. Real loneliness is when your heart has something to say, but there's no one who truly hears it. Then you appeared, and suddenly the silence changed. You didn't just hear my words. You heard the spaces between them, the doubts I never spoke out loud. The fears I tried to hide behind smiles. You saw me, not the version I tried to show the world, but the real one underneath. And that kind of understanding, it changes a person. It teaches you that love isn't about perfection. It's about acceptance. It's about two people standing in front of each other with all their scars, all their mistakes, all their unfinished stories, and choosing to stay anyway. I know the world can be hard. Every day it asks something from us. It demands our time, our energy, our patience. Sometimes it even asks for pieces of our hearts. People tell us to be strong. They tell us to handle everything alone. They say that depending on someone is weakness. But I don't believe that. I believe that real courage is allowing someone to see the truth of your heart. And the truth is that when I look at you, I don't just see someone I love. I see the person who reminds me why life is worth fighting for. Because love isn't just about happiness, it's about meaning. There are days when everything feels uncertain. Days when the future looks foggy and the past feels heavy. On those days, the simplest things become the most important. A voice, a touch, a moment of quiet understanding. You are that moment for me. When I think about everything life has shown me, the victories, the losses, the lessons that came with pain, I realize that the most valuable thing we ever receive in this world is connection, not money, not success, not the applause of strangers, just a simple, powerful connection between two hearts that refuse to give up on each other. You are that connection in my life, and sometimes I wish the world could slow down long enough for people to understand how rare that really is. People spend years searching for someone who truly sees them, someone who doesn't just stand beside them during the bright days, but also during the nights when the sky feels too dark. When I say that I need you right now, it's not a demand, it's not a burden. It's a recognition of how deeply our lives have become intertwined, because love isn't about possession. It's about presence. It's about knowing that somewhere in this complicated world, there is a person whose heart beats in rhythm with your own. There is a quiet beauty in that, the kind of beauty that doesn't need attention or validation, the kind that exists even when no one else is watching. Sometimes I think about how fragile life can be, how quickly moments pass, how easily time slips through our fingers, one day becomes another, and suddenly years have gone by. That's why the moments we share matter so much. The conversations that stretch late into the night, the laughter that appears when we least expect it. The comfortable silence, when words aren't necessary. Those are the pieces of life that stay with us. Those are the memories that remind us we were never truly alone. When I look at you, I don't just see who you are today. I see the countless moments that brought us here. Every choice, every step, every unexpected twist that somehow led our paths to cross. It feels almost miraculous when you think about it. Out of billions of people in this world, two hearts somehow find each other, and when they do, something extraordinary happens. Life gains color. The ordinary becomes meaningful. A simple walk turns into a memory. A quiet conversation becomes a moment that stays with you forever. That's what you've brought into my life. You've turned ordinary days into something worth remembering, and that's why your presence matters so much to me. Because love isn't about dramatic declarations or perfect moments. It's about the quiet truth that when life becomes difficult, the one person you want beside you is the one who understands your heart. That person is you, and maybe the world won't always understand that kind of love. Maybe people will say we should be stronger on our own, but I believe something different. I believe that love is one of the strongest forces in the universe. It has the power to heal wounds that time alone cannot fix. It has the power to remind us who we are when we forget. And sometimes it has the power to save us from the darkness we carry inside. When I say I need you right now, what I really mean is that your presence reminds me of something important. It reminds me that even in a complicated world, there is still kindness, there is still warmth, there is still reason to believe that two people can face life together and become stronger because of it. You are not just someone I care about. You are the person who makes the world feel a little less heavy. The person who turned silence into comfort instead of loneliness. The person who reminds me that no matter how difficult life becomes, there is still something beautiful waiting for us on the other side of the struggle. And maybe that's what love really is. Not perfection, not endless happiness, but the quiet promise that no matter how hard the road becomes, we will keep walking it together. Sometimes love reaches a moment where silence is no longer enough. You try to stay calm, you try to stay strong, you try to convince yourself that everything is fine, but deep inside your heart, something keeps whispering the truth, a quiet voice that refuses to be ignored. And that voice keeps saying the same thing over and over again. My love, I need you right now, not tomorrow, not someday in the future when life becomes easier. Right now, in this very moment where my heart feels both full and fragile at the same time. There are people who believe love is just a beautiful feeling, something light, something easy, something that only exists when everything is perfect. But real love is different. Real love is deeper than that. Real love stays when things are uncertain. Real love speaks when the heart feels vulnerable. Real love doesn't hide behind pride or fear. And right now, I am choosing love over pride, because sometimes the most honest thing a person can say is the simplest thing in the world. I miss you. I miss the quiet comfort of knowing that you're there. I miss the way your presence changes the atmosphere around me without even trying. It's strange how a single person can carry that kind of power. Before you, I thought I understood life. I thought I knew what it meant to move forward, to chase dreams, to stand strong, no matter what came my way. And in many ways, I did. But then you entered my life, and something changed in a way I never expected. You didn't make me weaker. You made everything more meaningful. The world didn't suddenly become easier. Problems didn't magically disappear. Life continued to be unpredictable, complicated, and sometimes even painful. But through all of that, your presence became something steady, like a quiet lighthouse standing in the middle of a storm. When I looked at you, I felt something that is hard to describe with simple words. It wasn't just attraction, and it wasn't just affection. It was recognition, like my heart had finally found a place where it belonged. There's something beautiful about being understood without having to explain every piece of yourself. When someone looks at you and sees beyond the surface, beyond the smiles you show the world, beyond the armor you wear to protect your heart, you have that rare ability. You see the real parts of me, the hopeful parts, the uncertain parts, even the parts that are still learning how to heal. And instead of turning away, you stay. That kind of presence is more powerful than people realize, because the truth is that life can be incredibly lonely. Even when you're surrounded by others, people talk, people laugh, people move through their routines, but very few truly connect. Very few people look into another person's soul and say without words, I'm here. You don't have to face everything alone. You did that for me. And that's why moments like this matter so much. Moments where the heart speaks honestly. Moments where we stop pretending that we are perfectly fine on our own. Because the truth is that human beings were never meant to walk through life completely alone. We were meant to share it. The laughter, the fears, the victories, the quiet nights when the world slows down and the only thing that matters is the presence of someone who understands you. You are that person in my life. And when I say I need you right now, it's not about dependency. It's about connection. It's about recognizing that some people become part of the way we experience the world. They become part of our strength, part of our peace, part of our ability to keep moving forward when life feels overwhelming. There are days when everything feels uncertain, days when the future seems like a long road covered in fog. On those days, the smallest reminders of love can make the biggest difference. A simple message, a gentle smile, a moment where two hearts remember that they're not walking this road separately. Those moments are powerful. They remind us that love is not just something we feel during easy times. Love is something we choose during difficult ones. I choose you, not because everything between us has always been perfect, but because perfection was never the point. The point was always the way we kept finding our way back to each other. The way conversations that began with uncertainty ended with understanding. The way silence between us never felt empty. The way even the ordinary moments became special simply because we were sharing them. Love has a strange way of revealing what truly matters. It strips away distractions. It removes the illusions that the world often tries to sell us. It shows us that happiness doesn't come from chasing endless success or approval. Happiness comes from connection, from knowing that somewhere in this vast, unpredictable world, there is a person whose heart beats in rhythm with your own. You are that rhythm for me. When I think about everything we've experienced together, I realize that our story is made of countless small moments. Moments where we laughed at things that made no sense to anyone else. Moments where we stayed awake, talking about dreams that felt too big and too fragile at the same time. Moments where simply being together was enough to make the world feel lighter. Those moments are more valuable than anything money or success could ever offer, because memories created with someone you love become part of who you are. They shape the way you see the world. They remind you that life is not just about surviving, it's about feeling and loving and allowing another person to see the real you. Sometimes people are afraid of that kind of openness. They build walls around their hearts because they believe vulnerability is dangerous. Maybe they've been hurt before. Maybe they've been disappointed by promises that were never kept. But love requires courage. The courage to say what your heart feels. The courage to say what your heart feels. The courage to reach out instead of pulling away. The courage to admit that someone matters to you more than your pride ever could. Right now, I'm choosing that courage because the truth is simple. Life feels incomplete without the warmth of your presence. Your voice carries a calmness that settles the storms inside my mind. Your laughter has a way of reminding me that even serious hearts deserve moments of lightness. And your kindness, your quiet, genuine kindness, has a way of making the world feel like a better place. There are billions of people on this planet, yet somehow one person can change the entire direction of another person's life. You changed mine, not with grand gestures or dramatic moments, but with sincerity, with patience, with the simple, powerful decision to care. That's why your presence means so much to me, because it represents something rare, something authentic, something that can't be replaced or replicated. When I say I need you right now, what I'm really saying is that your presence reminds me of the best parts of life. It reminds me that even in a world filled with noise and distractions, genuine connection still exists. It reminds me that love, when it's real, doesn't fade when life becomes complicated. Instead, it grows stronger, stronger with every challenge we face, stronger with every moment where we choose understanding instead of distance, stronger with every reminder that what we share is worth protecting, because love is not just a feeling, it's a commitment to keep showing up for each other, even on the days when the world feels heavy, even on the nights when doubts try to whisper that things would be easier if we walked away, even in the moments where fear tries to convince us that vulnerability is weakness. Love says something different. Love says stay. Love says listen. Love says that two people who truly care about each other can face any storm together. And that's why I'm speaking from the deepest part of my heart. Because some truths are too important to keep hidden. Some feelings deserve to be expressed while there is still time to say them. The truth is that your presence brings a kind of peace into my life that nothing else can replace. A peace that reminds me that no matter how chaotic the world becomes, there is still something pure and meaningful worth holding on to. And in this moment, with honesty guiding every word I speak, the message of my heart remains clear and unwavering. My love, I need you right now. Sometimes love reaches a moment where words feel heavier than usual, not because they are difficult to say, but because they carry the weight of everything your heart has been holding inside. And the fodder, every memory, every quiet thought, every feeling that slowly grew stronger over time until it became impossible to ignore. And in those moments, the truth becomes very simple. My love, I need you right now. Not as a demand, not as a weakness, but as the most honest expression of what it means to truly care about someone. Life teaches us many lessons. It teaches us how to be independent, how to survive difficult days, how to keep moving even when the road ahead is uncertain. But love teaches something different. Love teaches us that even the strongest hearts sometimes need another heart beside them. There was a time when I believed that being strong meant standing alone. I thought strength was about never showing doubt, never admitting fear, never allowing anyone to see the quiet battles happening inside my mind. The world often rewards that kind of strength. It praises people who appear unbreakable, people who carry their burdens silently and never ask for help. But over time, I realized something important. Real strength is not about pretending you don't feel anything. Real strength is about allowing someone to see the truth of your heart, and the truth is that you have become one of the most important parts of my life, not because you tried to change who I am, but because you accepted me exactly as I was. There is something powerful about being accepted without conditions. When someone sees your flaws, your doubts, your unfinished dreams, and instead of walking away, they choose to stay. You did that. You stayed during moments when things were uncertain. You listened when my thoughts were scattered and difficult to explain. You showed patience when the world around us felt chaotic. And slowly, without even realizing it, you became the place where my heart feels most at peace. That kind of connection is rare. People spend years searching for someone who truly understands them, someone who doesn't just hear their words but understands the emotions behind them, someone who notices the quiet changes in their voice, someone who sees the difference between a real smile and one that hides a heavy heart. You have always seen those things in me, and that's why your presence matters more than you might realize. Because life is not just a series of events or achievements. Life is made of moments. Small moments. Moments where someone reaches for your hand without saying a word. Moments where laughter fills a room for reasons that no one else would understand. Moments where two people sit together in silence, and that silence feels comfortable instead of empty. Those are the moments that give life meaning. And many of my most meaningful moments have been shared with you. I remember the first time I realized how deeply you had become part of my world. It wasn't during a dramatic situation. It wasn't during some life-changing event. It was during a quiet, ordinary day, the kind of day that most people would forget. But something about the way you looked at me, the way you listened, the way you simply existed beside me, made me understand something important. Your presence made everything feel different. The world didn't seem as heavy. The future didn't seem as uncertain. Even the smallest things felt more valuable because they were being experienced together. That is the quiet magic of love. It transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. It turns simple moments into memories that stay with you long after time has moved forward. When I think about the path that brought us here, I can't help but feel a sense of wonder. Out of all the places we could have been, out of all the places we could have been, out of all the people we could have met, somehow our lives crossed in a way that felt almost destined. And from that moment forward, something began to grow. Not quickly, not dramatically, but steadily, like a flame that starts small but continues to burn brighter with every passing day. That flame is what I feel when I think about you. It's warmth, it's comfort, it's the quiet certainty that no matter how unpredictable life becomes, there is still something stable and genuine in this world, and that something is the connection we share. There are times when life feels overwhelming. Responsibilities pile up, expectations grow heavier, and the noise of the world becomes difficult to escape. During those times, people often try to handle everything on their own. They build walls around their hearts. They convince themselves that needing someone is a sign of weakness. But I have learned that the opposite is true. Allowing yourself to need someone, to care deeply about someone, is one of the most courageous things a person can do. Because love requires vulnerability. It requires trust. It requires the willingness to open your heart, even when there is no guarantee that everything will always be perfect. And yet, despite that uncertainty, we choose love, we choose connection. We choose to believe that sharing life with someone is more meaningful than walking through it alone. That belief is what brings me to this moment, a moment where honesty matters more than pride, a moment where the quiet truth of my heart deserves to be spoken clearly. I need you, not because I cannot stand on my own, but because life feels more complete when you are part of it. You bring a sense of calm into my life that I cannot easily explain. When you speak, the noise inside my mind becomes quieter. When you smile, the weight of difficult days feels lighter. When you simply sit beside me, the world feels like a place where hope still exists. That is the impact you have on my life. And it's something I never want to take for granted. Sometimes people forget how precious love really is. They become so focused on daily routines and responsibilities that they stop appreciating the people who matter most. They assume there will always be more time, more opportunities, more chances to express how much someone means to them. But life doesn't always work that way. Time moves forward quietly, and moments pass before we realize their true value. That's why it's important to speak from the heart while we still can, to remind the people we love that their presence matters, to acknowledge the role they play in our lives, to let them know that their kindness, their patience, and their love have made a difference. You have made a difference in my life, more than you probably realize. Because loving someone is not just about sharing happy moments. It's about supporting each other through uncertainty. It's about standing beside each other when the world feels complicated. It's about creating a space where both hearts feel safe enough to be honest. You have created that space for me, a space where I don't have to pretend, a space where I can simply be myself. And that kind of connection is one of the most valuable gifts a person can receive. So when I say that I need you right now, it comes from a place of deep appreciation. It comes from recognizing the role you play in my life. It comes from understanding that love is not something we should hide or delay expressing. Love deserves to be spoken. Love deserves to be felt openly. Love deserves the courage of honesty. Because in a world that often feels rushed and distracted, the most meaningful moments are the ones where two people slow down long enough to get to each other, to truly hear each other, to truly understand that their connection is something worth protecting. And in this moment, with every word coming from the deepest part of my heart, that understanding becomes clearer than ever. My love, I need you right now.